What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. It's at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This one's entitled Summertime Dad Tips. Um, I put some of this stuff in the book, but you know, I decided to do one for the beginning of the summer. First things first is education. Every summer I get one of these. It's like a workbook for the next grade my son's going to. You know, and basically, what? Spelling, language, reading, writing, math, multiplication, division, ratio, proportions, geometry and measurement, statistics and probability, algebraic thinking, social studies, and science, right? Now, the reason I get these things is to get my son ahead of the kids next year that he's going to be in school with. Second, to help him sharpen up on the skills that he may be lacking in. And third, to make learning continuous, not to take this summertime break of not doing anything mentally, you know, as far as schoolwork goes. So every day I give him 3, 4 pages or whatever to work in the workbook. The book's like damn near 300 pages. So he does the work. I grade it. We move on from there. It's always been a great help because he's on the honor roll like but he always starts off the year with like A's and B's. Mostly all A's, but like A's and B's because he's already in that process by the time he gets there to class. The other thing I do is completely change his diet. I'm I eat sweets, but for the most part, I'm a healthy eater. So my son used to get his mother used to get him put on those medications to, in my opinion, to get benefits. So I used to have to flush him out with all of the nonsense. So first things first, I buy a lot of produce. So say yesterday I went to the grocery store. I got a pound of green beans, fresh green beans, like 94 cents a pound where I'm at. So you buy that. You can get like six 6 to 4, depends on which day of week you go, of corn on the cob for $1. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. You buy a whole watermelon or a whole pineapple. I chop it up and put it in Tupperware so you can just snack. That type of stuff. I actually got an orange tree in the back. Got a plum tree is just young, so it doesn't have plums in it. Uh, so when I'm cooking a lot of fresh produce. Or he's eating fresh fruits. So it changes the dynamic because his skin gets better. He's more alert. He goes through these growth spurts, um, and I'm gonna get into working out in a second. And it helps in general, with energy and thinking, because I eat turkey, chicken, fish, seafood, that type of stuff. So we don't eat really. I don't eat red meat, and he doesn't when he's with me. It's just not gonna happen. So because of that, when I'm shopping, I'm like old school couponing. You kind of you get the deals you can get. You can stretch the food out actually if you want to. Like I'll buy whole chickens. Whole chickens are probably the same as a what do you call that? As the packs, right? So if you buy a whole chicken, I'll buy a whole chicken. I'll stuff it like with some jalapeno cornbread, bake the whole chicken. It's maybe 3 days worth of food. If you want to stretch it out, uh, you might eat it for 2 days and then turn it into chicken salad on the third day. And eat on that. It's up to you. So southern kind of guy. I buy red beans, black beans, that type of stuff, and I'll make red beans. Pot of red beans could last you 3, 4 days, honestly. It's okay to me. I eat leftovers. I'm not one of those people who doesn't, who's above leftovers. If you actually a good cook and you season food well, your food actually tastes better. The next day or the day after because the seasoning soaks in. Um, but that's a part of the tips. Um, the other thing is, of course, I put my son in like summer camps. So most of you fathers who know this, if you're not custodial parents, you'll know that what's going to wind up happening is um, if you're paying child support, your child's going to be with you. You're going to still be paying child support when your child is with you, and you're going to be paying for summer camp. Just all out of pocket. So you might want to save in advance, you know, that way it doesn't hit you. Um, and like most of guys, I would always say that you're gonna depending on the type of mother you're dealing with, it's always been that habit where the mother sends the child to the father with old raggedy clothes that may be years old, two sizes too small. They just do petty stuff. It happens. It is what it is. So my suggestion that always works really is, for one, buy clothes in the clearance season. So in the summertime, buy the winter clothes. In the wintertime, buy the summer clothes. Why? I'm a size bigger. So when you with your kid or you give your kid clothes, you you got them something nice, but it was on clearance, so you save a few bucks. Because what's gonna wind up happening is, you know, um, they're gonna try to fleece you. Pretty much, that's what they do. I don't know why. It's some petty stuff, but it happens. Um, so when your kid's with you, your kid will have a wardrobe. You know, your kid may have 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month worth of clothes, but depending on how smart a shopper you are, you know, that might cost you 3 weeks to a month's worth of clothes. For kids, might wind up costing you maybe $300. No kidding. Me personally, I buy it in advance, and then I'll buy the next year also. Like, when I get to a certain number of outfits, or shirts or shorts, I'll buy the next year in advance. And that way, you know, um, you have a wardrobe that's their age, or that's coming into their age, and you have a wardrobe that winds up being above their age. So, if they go through growth spurts, you got bigger clothes also. And if they don't, you can just sit on those clothes, for a while. That way, when you come to that, the baby need clothes, you already got them. You know, or the other thing, uh, is a change of structure. Like this summer is a little bit different. This summer, my son he wants to play sports, but he doesn't know what he wants to do. So this summer, we're gonna get up early in the morning because he can't handle the heat in the afternoons. I'm an outside person. I work outside anyways. So it's hot as hell out here. It's gonna be over in 100. So it is what it is. So we get up. I get up at 5:30 anyways. We'll get up at like 6 in the morning. Probably 5:30 though, to get out. I get up at 5. Wake him up at 5:30. We're gonna go work on football one day, basketball the next day, boxing the next day. And we're gonna work out every day. Every day in the morning. Get a quick workout in, teach him some new things, teach him some tricks, teach him some fundamentals, a little bonding time. Come back in the house real quick, take a shower, drop him off at summer camp. I go to work. If your kid's one of them exuberant kids that gets in trouble, because mine will get in trouble, I will tell you that. Wear that ass out before they get there, and then they gonna have a reset. They ain't gonna have as much energy to do the nonsense. Um, the other thing, when we get home, that's when we actually work on the workbook, work on chess, because they go on field trips and do all kinds of arts and science and that type of thing at the summer camps. Sometimes a lot of fathers can't afford it, and I get it because now they're gouging the prices. Well, last year I put them in two different summer camps. One was like 135 a week. That was a church summer camp. The other one was like a YMCA summer camp, and that was like fucking 220 a week. It's all inclusive, but god damn. But if you're a member of the Y, it was like 180 a week. Um, but like I said, that's why you save and shit in advance, because shit sucks. um, the other thing is, you make them earn stuff. Sometimes mothers send their children to the fathers, and they think, they both got this little plan in place that we're gonna get it all from them. Like, no, this year, you know, I'm actually sent my son back with all of his clothes, and I sent him all of his clothes in advance because I wanted and I did this on purpose. Actually, I did it on purpose because I knew when he comes that he's gonna wind up having um, clothes from 7, 8 years old, and shoes from 2 years ago and shit. I'm like, well, and I told him, I said, you better pack your bag and I'll let your mama do it, because whatever you come here with, that's what you stuck with. And I did it on purpose because I know that's gonna happen. And I'm like, you know what, you're gonna earn your clothes right now. Cause see, if you don't take care of your stuff, we're gonna see how you like it when you gotta earn it. So now, if you don't get up in the morning, you don't get this workout in, you don't get those clothes. You don't get those shoes. You don't behave yourself in summer camp. You don't get that. You don't get good grades on your workbook. You don't get that. You don't do the chores. You don't cut the grass. You don't get that. Make them understand a work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and I'm gonna do them just like a person who have a job. You do your job, you get paid in 2 weeks. So but here and there we do the events and all that other stuff. But um, you have to be smart and cost effective. And in the meantime, between time, I like to teach a lot of history. Sometimes I get on YouTube and show him science experiments, and I say get on Netflix, put on a documentary. Last year I felt he was old enough. We was watching Malcolm X because they didn't teach him well enough, and I teach him like Black history and the stuff that they won't teach in schools. So these are just tips for dads in the summertime. There are plenty more. I got a lot of them in the book. So if you like those, you use some. Like I said, the link to the books is in the description box below. Buy it. It's $12, and you're gonna get thousands and thousands of dollars of information for $12. I'm just being real with you. We out.